When you win 6 championships and win MVPs and
it had been deemed
the city of Chicago. Happy Father's Day, everyone. Tonight, Game 6 of the NBA Finals between the Seattle Supersonics and the Chicago Bulls. With Coach Mike Fratello, former player Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Mike, these fans are in a raucous mood tonight, looking to will their Bulls to a win.
Yeah, a bit of a mixed blessing. Great to enjoy more of the championship round, but they might have preferred to see this series wrapped up back in Seattle.
And the once unbeatable Bulls suddenly seeming very vulnerable. Clark wrecked by injuries and inconsistent play from their supporting cast. A lot falling on the shoulders of Michael Jordan.
You're right, Kevin, and Michael Jordan is facing double and triple teams, not to mention the reigning Defensive Player of the Year in Gary Payton. MJ definitely is looking for more help, but he also knows he might have to do it himself.
That is going to be a battle to watch for sure. On the floor for the Supersonics, the Defensive Player of the Year, Gary Payton. He's joined by Hawkins in the backcourt. At the forward spots, Schrempf and Kemp. And Bukowski at the 5. And the 5 for Chicago. MVP Michael Jordan and Harper are the guards. Pippen and Rodman form the front court. And big Luke Longley at center.
And after the Sonics lost the first 3 games, Coach Carl finally put the glove, Gary Payton, on Jordan. Some question what took him so long to guard the MVP with the Defensive Player of the Year.
And the Bulls looking to get back on track. And for more, let's see.
All right, man, you don't have to hit your shots every time, bro.
Thanks very much. The key for the Bulls tonight is someone other than Michael Jordan stepping up. In Game 5, MJ shot 11 of 22. Everyone else, 18 for 55, less than 30%. Ron Harper has just 2 points in the last 3 games. Scottie Pippen is shooting just 33% in the series. And Steve Kerr is 3 of 20 from deep. Of course, MJ's the league MVP, but he can't do it all by himself. Guys.
Bro, you are not Stephen Curry. Quit it.
Who are you looking for to step up tonight for Chicago?
Dennis Rodman. Offensively, create some second chance buckets. Defensively, make things difficult for Sean Kemp. The Rain Man has been on fire.
And just under 2.5 minutes. Elapsed here in the first. Hey, Clark, you look at the last 2 games for Michael Jordan. His numbers have gone down since he's been defended by Gary Payton.
Yeah, you know, through the first 3 games, Kevin, he averaged 31 points on 46% shooting. Since then, though, only 24 points on 41% shooting. That's a significant difference.
Yeah, Payton's done a great job. Rodman and Dennis Rodman with the slam. At one point during Game 5 in Seattle, the Bulls might miss 20 consecutive 3-point shots.
From deep, Pippen was 1 for 8. Steve Kerr 1 for 7 from the 3-point line. The team was 3 for 26 for the game. Those numbers have to be better tonight.
They've got to improve in that category. Now here's Jordan after the miss from Gary Payton. Longley, a screen on Kemp. A shot off that time, and it's the Sonics taking it the other way.
One adjustment made by Seattle coach George Karl, inserting Frank Bukowski into the lineup in Game 4.
Karl did that to add toughness to the starting unit, having Bukowski match up with Dennis Rodman.
Seattle missing again.
He had space to operate inside, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Jordan drives in. And the pass to Longley. That one drops for him. Longley's got 6.
Smart positioning that time by Longley as the roll man, being as disruptive as possible to open up space for himself there.
Payton against Harper. Payton kicks to Hawkins. Offline with his three.
Dennis Rodman was a huge free agent signing for the Bulls, adding toughness and rebounding to this squad.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly there. You know, it's the 5th straight year the Worm has led the league in boards. He does an awful lot to stir the drink defensively for Chicago, and the fans absolutely love him.
And it's Seattle with the ball. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Here's Kemp. Is rebounded by Jordan.
Seemed as if he had the angle to finish, but the defense did just enough to throw him off.
And stolen by Payton. He lobs it up, and then Kemp slips.
You little shit.
Shawn Kemp was outstanding in Game 5. Somehow, the Rain Man played with a bruised sternum the entire second half. One of the few Sonics playing through the pain tonight.
Now, here's Jordan. Rodman no good.
Rodman, you fucker.
There's 48 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Kemp a screen on Jordan. Pass to Kemp. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 4th rebound in this one. Over Payton. And he sinks that one.
Suck my nuts.
He's got 6.
You know, the turnaround jumper, guys, is one of those shots that always just looks so good. I mean, it's got that nice, smooth, singular motion. Sweet.
Now Payton. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Pass to Hawkins. Here's Kemp. 1 second left. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so the first quarter comes to a close. Both teams scoring well.
16.
It's the second quarter of Game 6, the 1996 NBA Finals. Seattle trying to extend this series. The Bulls looking to put the finishing touches on an all-time season.
It is clearly an emotional night for Michael Jordan, playing on Father's Day without his late dad.
Here are the 5 for Seattle to start the second quarter. They've got
No.
Then there's Shawn Kemp, and it's Shrimp in at the 3 spot. Bulls trail by 3. Jordan left side. And he lays it straight in. Jordan's got 8 points. And really for Michael Jordan, so much has happened since he lost his father, Mike Fratello.
Well, first retiring, trying out pro baseball, coming back to the NBA, winning an MVP. The one thing left, win a title. And you know Michael Jordan is thinking about his dad today.
Yeah, he's got to be. Here's Jordan after the made shot from Shawn Kemp. Jordan finds Rodman. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan. For Jordan into the second quarter, Mike, the shooting numbers are better than what we saw in Seattle.
Well, some adjustments from Mike. Freeing himself up for some better looks, looking like the league MVP tonight.
He does. And it's Seattle with the ball. After Dennis Rodman's bucket there. Some nice ball movement here by Seattle. Clock is at 3. Here's Payton. Rebound by the Bulls.
Well, there wasn't much there in terms of defensive pressure. I'm sure he'd like another crack at that shot.
Outside Pippen. Back to Jordan. Harper the pass to Jordan. And they double up Jordan.
Get off my nuts, motherfucker.
So for the Bulls. Kukoc, he's checked in for Wennington. And Kerr subbed in for Harper. On defense, Seattle. Here's the screen. Jordan the pass to Kukoc. Misses the baby.
Kukoc.
It's another poor shooting night, Clark, for the Bulls from 3. There is time, though, to turn it around.
There is time, Kevin, but I believe they've got to start knocking down outside shots. If they can't make threes, I think that puts even more pressure on Michael Jordan.
Kemp kicks to Hawkins. Just 4 to shoot. A 3 ball. Kemp can't hit.
He is not missing too many of those. Count on it.
Defensively, that's not the game plan. But sometimes you get lucky.
Jordan the pass to Rodman. No luck that time in the
Oh my fucking God, bro.
On the wing, Payton. Defended by Kerr. Back to Payton. Jordan against Hawkins. Pass to Perkins. Seattle needs to get off a shot. Hawkins shot.
There's no fucking way, bro.
In the game. Clark, Scottie Pippen is having a hard time out there tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he really is, Kevin. And, you know, those injuries really taking a toll. As a result, Pippen just has not been himself throughout this series.
A nice shot by Jordan.
He has a particular set of skills, and they're very fun to watch.
Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. It's good. Hawkins has got 8 here.
The defense on this team is fucking gay, bro.
Keeping his attention on the task at hand. Well done.
Rodman sets the screen for Jordan. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. Sean Kemp picks one up right there.
In close games, you got to take the hard foul. You cannot allow dunks in close ball games.
Yeah, because you always say these easy points will kill you. Absolutely destroy you, huh?
You got to shut them down.
Oh.
And that begins with better pressure on the ball. They need some better effort defensively.
Both teams are far from 100%. Injuries playing a major role in the series. David Aldridge with more.
Thanks, Kevin. Now, the Bulls are the oldest team in the league, and this is game 100 for them this season tonight. Scottie Pippen has been battling knee and ankle injuries. Ron Harper needs off-season surgery on his left knee. Luke Longley needs off-season surgery, too, to remove bone spurs from his ankle. For Seattle, bench spark plug Nate McMillan has a herniated disc. Guys?
David, thank you, Coach. It does feel, though, the Bulls are...
Get the fuck out the goddamn paint, bro.
Tired down the stretch in games 4 and 5. They're the older, more banged-up team. Seattle players have said they want to push the tempo tonight.
Well, Seattle might even force a game 6. That's very impressive.
They were down 3-zip. The Sonics are massive underdogs. Just getting back to Chicago is a win for them.
Here's Payton after the Bulls picking up a basket just moments ago. Here's Kemp. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Kemp's got 4 this quarter.
On fire so far to start game 6. Kemp looking to lead this team for at least one more game.
Here's Jordan. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Sean Kemp picks one up right there. Bulls shooting their second and third shots at the line right here. Bushler's checked in for Chicago. Harper comes in for Steve Kerr. Big group substitution here for Seattle. Brakowski, he's checked in for Kemp. Askew comes in for Detlef Schrempf. Wingate, he's checked in for Hersey Hawkins. And it's McMillan in for Gary Payton.
The only person in the world who thought this series would get to game 6, Sean Kemp. The Rain Man believed in this team.
Now, here is Jordan. 14 points for him.
He's hard to stop when given any room to operate at all.
Here's McMillan. They set the pick. The pass to Perkins. Poke loose. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for Chicago. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Dusk here in Chicago as the last moments of sunlight glow over Lake Michigan and the bustling downtown of Chicago, Illinois. Game 6 of the NBA Finals. It's the second half along with Coach Mike Fratello, former player Clark Kellogg, and reporter David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. The Bulls hoping to hoist the Larry O'Brien Trophy tonight.
Bro, let me skip the shit.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. One guy who's been getting it done, Hersey Hawkins.
By knocking down threes, he's provided some spacing for his team.
And that's vital for your offense. Spread out the defense, exploit the openings. Things have come full circle for Dennis Rodman. Remember, the worm was on those bad boys Pistons team that eliminated the Bulls 3 straight years.
Harper is out there with Jordan. Then there's Longley. Then it's Rodman. And it's Pippen in at the 3. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And it's the Supersonics with the ball. The Bulls getting the bucket. Payton finds Kemp. He's now made half of those.
What the fuck was that?
Chicago for years. Clark, the NBA's rebounding leader. Dennis Rodman now joining the Bulls.
You know, he was brought in as the final piece of the championship puzzle, Kevin. So far, so good. Rodman looking to earn his 3rd ring.
Wow. Now, here's Payton. Following the miss by Michael Jordan. Passes to Brokowski. And it's Kemp at the elbow. And out of bounds as the Bulls.
What the fuck? What's that?
It's Rodman with the ball for Chicago. The lead is 2.
Old teammates at North Carolina. Sam Perkins and Michael Jordan won the national title with the Tar Heels.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was Jordan's freshman year. MJ hitting the game-winning shot.
Here is Hawkins following the basket by Michael Jordan. Here's Payton. And foul.
No, bro. Why'd you foul him, bro? Hopper, you dumbass. Dude, you got a big-ass head.
UNC, but Clark in the NBA, they have been rivals, not teammates.
That is exactly right, Kevin. Perkins, a starter on the 91 Lakers that lost to the Bulls. MJ's first NBA championship. This time with Seattle. Sam is facing off against his old UNC buddy again.
Can you please get off my nuts or suck my dick?
Competition between those two.
For sure.
In the first half, Mike, a much more effective Michael Jordan than Game 5.
We know Michael was going to review the film with Phil Jackson, and what they've done is draw up some very nice sets for MJ.
How you like that, Sean Kemp?
The ball, not taking any chances, Clark.
Huge points.
It's trailed by 3. Hawkins kicks to Payton. Kemp with a screen for Payton. Pass to Hawkins for the tie. That's good. And it's
Okay. I'm gonna. Okay, dude.
This is here tonight.
I see you.
Of Hawkins, he's a fantastic three-point shooter. Lose him, he'll make you pay.
Now here's Jordan. 22 points for him. He's off.
Oops.
17 feet. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. No one near Payton as he lets it go. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. Now here's Jordan. Shoots. That's good on the jump shot. Jordan's got 8 points here in this quarter. So the Bulls lead this series, Mike, 3-2, trying to cement themselves as one of the greatest teams ever.
An NBA record, 72 wins in the regular season. But Chicago needs to close this series out to be considered the greatest.
All right, now it's time to fucking win this shit.
And, Mike, as we can see here, a clear advantage for Michael Jordan over Sean Kemp thus far.
MJ wants this series to end tonight. This year's MVP wants another ring. Kemp really needs to step his game up to extend this series.
He's going to have to be at his very best, you're right.
And when you're guarding him, you've got to fight over the top.
Lock and trail around the screen and deny the perimeter shot.
Payton looking it over. Pass to Kemp. Over Rodman. Kemp can't hit. Chicago leading by 4. From deep, Jordan. Rebound by Brokowski. Pippen against Shrimp. Here's the pass to Payton. 1:24 left in the third.
George Karl's adjustment in Game 4, putting Gary Payton the glove on Michael Jordan. It changed the series. Of course, the glove-winning Defensive Player of the Year this season, part of the reason Karl made that switch.
Next trail by 6. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Supersonics. And Gary Payton, who led the NBA in steals, but it's about more than defense, it seems like, Mike, with him.
running the point. Peyton was top 10 in assists.
Right.
Beyond the numbers, the glove is such a competitor. Never stops talking to his teammates and the opposition. The heart and soul of this Seattle team.
He is indeed. Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for Chicago. Kerr comes in for Harper. The Bulls leading by 6. Jordan outside. Over Hawkins. Again, Chicago.
Ready, willing, and able to carry the load offensively.
McMillan against Kerr. Here's McMillan. No points in the game yet for him. Passes it to Hawkins. 6 on the shot clock. McMillan kicks to Hawkins. And another basket to his impressive total. It's his 9th
against 12 attempts. I was about to say, I don't think he's missed.
Ability to score. Had to get rid of it quickly, and he did.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Jordan the pass to Longley.
If they just take care of the rock here, they can take the last shot.
It's tough to tell you guys not to take a shot, especially if they have an open look.
Jordan right side. Good if it goes. Nice shot. Oh, he gets it off to beat the buzzer.
Wonderful shot clock awareness right there. Well done.
That's gotta feel good. Let's see if they can build upon this momentum heading into the next quarter.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside, and it's working for them. We've got more in store for you right after this. This could be the final quarter of basketball this year. So far in these NBA Finals, Bulls are up 3 games to 2. Chicago looking to close out a historic season. The Bulls leading by 8.
Going back to game 5, Michael Jordan just 2 points in the 4th quarter. Normally, that's when MJ takes over. Maybe Mike is human after all.
The last time the Bulls won a title, Father's Day 1993. Again, Chicago can clinch on Father's Day right now, today. Right, David?
Thank you, Kevin. Of course, this Father's Day is much different from Michael Jordan. Right after that victory 3 years ago in Phoenix, MJ lost his father, James. And he said before today's game, I'm looking forward to going out and playing hard, knowing that I'm doing what I can to try and make him proud. Guys?
Yeah, interesting day, difficult day. D.A., thank you. And Mike, things full circle for Jordan. His kids up in the stands tonight.
Yeah, Michael's playing with a heavy heart, but told us before the game he's playing to make his children proud.
Yeah, a lot of quality there for sure. So with Peyton on the bench, here's the group that George Karl has on the floor. Askew is out there with McMillan. And it's Perkins. And it's Wingate. And it's Kemp in at the 5. Hey, Clark, that last game in Seattle, why were the Sonics able to hold Jordan to 2 points in that 4th quarter?
Well, first of all, Kevin, we never see that. But, you know, Jordan appeared to be tired to me. I mean, MJ was doing everything scoring-wise. Peyton was putting a lot of pressure on him. There's no doubt about it. We'll see a different Michael Jordan in this final frame. You can count on it.
Here's Askew. Great D that time from Jordan. A strong finals performance, Mike, from Michael Jordan trying to secure his 4th NBA title.
And his 4th finals MVP. Wow. There's no way you can keep Jordan down too long. Michael's just so good.
Here's Peyton. Following the basket by Michael Jordan. And slam dunk by Kemp.
Great passing instincts make Peyton an effective ball handler. He won't miss a guy who is this ready to shoot.
Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Jordan. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. Free throw good, Jordan. Chicago making a switch here. Rodman's checked in. Then for the Supersonics, Rakowski comes in for Kemp. And it's Snow in for Askew. Here's Snow. Outside, Payton. Over Harper. No good from Payton. Bulls leading by 11. And that's out of bounds. Chicago will retain possession.
Excellent anticipation there on the defensive end. Almost got the steal.
Yeah, can't be loose with the ball around him.
Payton against Jordan. And Jordan throws it down.
It looks like the Bulls are putting the finishing touches on an incredible season. If they hold on, including the playoffs, a 87-13 record. The 96 Bulls, a team we will be talking about forever.
Here is Perkins after the Bulls pick up two. Back to Payton. Just 5 on the clock. Shoots over Harper. Payton's shot is off. All right, Clark, let me put you on the spot, and I feel uncomfortable doing it. I'm going to begin that way. Is this the greatest NBA team that you've seen of all time?
Boy, that's a tough one, Kevin, but I think so when you start talking about an NBA record for wins, Hall of Fame players, Hall of Fame coach, and I dare say it, and many agree with me, Michael Jordan might be the greatest player ever, too. I mean, that's an awful lot stacking up in favor of this being the best team of all time.
And the Supersonics making a change here. Hawkins is checked in. On defense, the Bulls. Payton inside. He's guarded by Harper. Perkins kicks to Payton. Perkins with the screen for Payton. Three-pointer, 6 to shoot. And once again off the mark by Seattle. With the chance to clinch the title tonight, Coach Fratello, Michael Jordan has been outstanding in the battle with Kemp.
The Rain Man hasn't been able to keep up with Jordan. The last 2 games of the series, wins for Seattle, Kemp was able to win this showdown. That is not the case tonight.
You said it. Sonics having flashbacks, still struggling in this series and not looking sharp.
Payton doesn't mind a little contact now. Seems to embrace it when he's going in for his shot.
Shooting for Seattle.
And he's good on the second. And the Bulls with possession. They're on a 14-6 run.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
1:56 left to play in the final quarter. Puts one up from 19. Jordan's shot is off. Sonics trail by 16. Oh, and they need a basket in the worst way.
I think they're forcing things right now, and it's why their offense looks so pedestrian. This one's close to being over.
I think if they get a couple stops, this game is toast.
There's 1:40 left to play here in the fourth. Payton passes to Schrempf. Pass to Hawkins. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Hawkins has got 27 points.
And man, can Hawkins really fill it up. Just on an absolute tear right now.
Rodman with a screen on Payton. Takes the 13-footer. A shot by Jordan, no good. Sonics on offense. Payton kicks to Schrempf. Headshot off. Nice D from Pippen. From deep, Jordan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. Jordan's got 51.
And the level of awareness from Harper. Great job spotting his uncovered teammate.
Perkins with the screen for Payton. And it's blocked. And they'll get another chance. Clock at 6. Here's Perkins. And that one goes long. It's Rodman with the ball for Chicago. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Jordan with the ball. Into the lane, and he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Jordan's got 53.
They've turned it up a notch here during this home stretch.
Yeah, saving their best basketball for when it mattered the most. That's how you secure a win.
And the Chicago Bulls have done it. 72 wins and the NBA championship. The greatest season in NBA history.
To win it all in front of their home fans, it makes this special. This team has gone through so much.
Clark, this win solidifies this Bulls team's place in NBA history, don't you think?
I agree, and I think they very well could be the best team ever. Maybe the best we've ever seen, this 96 Bulls team. And Michael Jordan, his 4th title. MJ is in the conversation for greatest player of all time.
Jordan, Pippen, Rodman, all future Hall of Famers.
Boy, if a picture is worth 1,000 words, what more can you say? And you can just see the emotion and what this moment means to Michael Jordan. Congratulations to the Chicago Bulls, 1996 NBA champion.
You know, I feel fortunate to have been covering the Bulls at that time and being so close to watch this transformation of this young man just becoming the greatest basketball player that's ever played. Nothing could ever stop him from winning. It was all about winning. The flu game, they called it. It could have been the pizza game because he thought it was food poisoning, and he looks horrible. He could barely talk, you know, and I didn't want to keep asking about how you feel, this, and that, and the other. I could just see it in his eyes. I think he realized the situation. You have an opportunity to win a championship, and it can go away. We're not going to wait till you get better and then play the next week. The thing that always brought the greatness out in him was a challenge, and he was just zoned in, and there was nothing that was going to stop him from playing his best and winning that basketball game.
A gorgeous summer night here in Salt Lake City, Utah, as the sun sets on the Wasatch Mountains. We now go over to Dan Roberts, the PA announcer for tonight's game.
Good evening, fans, and welcome to the Delta Center for game number 5 of the NBA Finals, scoring number 3.
Game 5 of the NBA Finals set to get underway in front of a raucous Jazz crowd here in Salt Lake City, Utah. With former player Clark Kellogg, Coach Mike Fratello, and reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. And Coach, Utah with the chance to take a 3-2 lead in this series.
And the Bulls do not want to go back to Chicago having to win both games. They need Michael Jordan at his best. He's hoping to rebound from what was a subpar performance by his standards in Game 4.
And that might be tough. We're getting a report, Clark, that Jordan is battling a severe illness tonight. We didn't know about it until right now.
Certainly not something the Bulls wanted to hear or see. As dominant as John Stockton has been in the past 2 ball games, Chicago's stars need to match his play. If MJ is less than 100%, a lot of that load then falls on Scottie Pippen.
You're right, he's going to have to step up. So taking the floor for the Bulls, it'll be Ron Harper and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman man the forward spots. And at center, Luke Longley. For the Jazz, John Stockton will be at the point with Jeff Hornacek at the 2. In the front court, we have Brian Russell, Karl Malone in the center, Greg Ostertag.
And guys, I think it's already safe to say Jordan does not have his usual energy.
Oops.
And so Stockton will bring it up for Utah. Pass to Hornacek. Malone has screen on Pippen. Hornacek passes to Malone. Shot clock at 6. Good on the shot. Clark, with Michael Jordan clearly not feeling well, you have to wonder how many minutes he'll be able to play in this one.
And Kevin, you know, with Michael Jordan, he never wants to come out of the game ultra competitive, and yet Phil Jackson may be in a position where he has to make a tough decision. I mean, that's part of what a coach has to do. Sometimes you have to rescue a player from himself.
But Jordan never wants to come out, does he?
No, he wants to go the full 48 minutes. Boy, how about the confidence? I love watching him be that assertive down low.
And pin the blame on the defense there. You can't just give him an open layup.
And, of course, Coach, all eyes on Michael Jordan as we try to get a sense of how his illness is affecting him.
Shouldn't take long to find out, Kev. Once he gets a few minutes under his belt, we'll see if he has the energy to keep going.
Yes, sir. And the Bulls have to overcome Jordan's illness. For more on that, let's now go to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. With Michael Jordan struggling, the Bulls training staff is doing all it can to keep him hydrated. They've given him plenty of fluids and are considering an IV. It means the Bulls will need guys like Pippen, Rodman, and Harper to step up, especially on defense, because they're facing a red-hot Jazz team. John Stockton has been dominant since this series came to Utah. Guys?
He has been. David, thank you. When they're ready with an IV, you know Jordan's condition, Mike, has got to be serious.
For sure. You have to wonder how long MJ will last tonight. I'm not sure how many minutes he'll have in him.
But they're going to need him. And Clark, after a few quiet games to start the series, John Stockton's been sensational since the series has come back to Salt Lake.
I think you got to attribute some of that to playing at home, good home cooking. You know, we always talk about John Stockton's assist, but in these finals, his defense has been as good as his passing.
It has. So it's the Jazz now after the Bulls pick up 2. And stolen by Longley. In transition, here come the Bulls. And here we go. Outside for Jordan. Back to Longley. Good, and it's Jordan picking up the assist. Longley's got 8 points.
Yeah, and Jordan sees the floor so nicely. I mean, one of his guys has a clean look. He gets the ball to him in whip-like fashion.
Now, here is Hornacek. On the wing, Stockton. Hornacek against Jordan. Just 5 to shoot. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. 3-pointers, Stockton. And it's Jordan with the rebound. And coach, for Scottie Pippen, the effects of his foot injury, you can see, are still lingering.
Yeah, he hasn't been as explosive as we're used to. He's been in more of a post-up role for them in the past few games.
Now, here's Stockton. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Chicago grabs the miss.
And usually, you can count on him to convert there. The D did just enough to throw him off.
Jordan passes to Longley and finished off by Longley.
Outstanding execution out of the two-man game there. Jordan, such a skilled playmaker, and that's an area of his game that often gets overlooked.
Now, here is Hornacek. Malone, a screen on Jordan. Harper with the steal. In the corner, it's Jordan. Screen by Longley. Goes up on the wing. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, Jordan's so crafty in the pick and roll. He's unpredictable and hard to stop in these situations.
Pass to Stockton. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. Kicks it to Malone. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Malone's got his second bucket of the game to go.
That's a textbook example of how to move the ball. Boy, you got to love that action.
Here's Jordan. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You can't allow Michael Jordan to get inside position. Once you do, you pretty much have to foul.
So 1 for 2 that time at the strike. Anderson outside. Whoa! He gets it!
What?
Right at the buzzer there, finishing the quarter.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Bulls lead by 3. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And we're back for the start of the second quarter. It's Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Bulls star Michael Jordan still in distress with flu-like symptoms.
And I'll say, I don't think you could get a louder crowd than we have in Utah here tonight.
So is Stockton on the bench. Here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Carr is out there with Morris. Then there's Foster. Then it's Isley. And it's Anderson in a shooting guard. And they double up Jordan, right wing. Here's Kerr. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game. You're right about these fans. The Jazz crowd is sensing what an opportunity this could be.
Kevin, they sure are. It's an intense place to play. There's no denying that. And with a chance to take a 3-2 lead in the series, these fans have it turned up full throat.
Yeah, top volume. They are wild.
Yep.
Anderson right side. A 3-pointer off the mark. Hey, Clark, the Bulls doing a good job on Stockton so far.
Well, they know in order to muck up the Utah offense, you've got to start with the head of the snake, John Stockton. Get him out of rhythm. They learned that the hard way in games 3 and 4. They're determined not to let him beat them again.
Yep, they're stifling him. Isley the pass to Anderson. Now Carr. The Jazz working the ball around now. Passes it to Anderson. From deep. Now the pass to Isley. He feeds it to Foster. Morris passes to Carr. Here's Isley. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Kukoc with the rebound. Chicago leading by 5. Here's Jordan. And the dunk by Jordan.
There it is right there in front of you. Jordan going to work and dunking it like only he can.
Morris looking over the floor. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
No way can you overstate how important this game is. I mean, the Bulls have only trailed in the finals once throughout the Jordan era.
And, Mike, if the Jazz pull this game out, the Bulls will be under pressure they're not used to.
True, but this is a tough team to rattle. Even if they do go down 3-2, I don't think they'll be easy to put away.
I would agree with you. Here's what Utah's going with right now. Ostertag's checked in for Foster. Malone comes in for Antoine Carr. Hornacek checked in for Anderson. And it's Stockton in for Isley. Hornacek passes to Malone. Back to Hornacek. Trying to get something going. That shot is off. So the Bulls will take it the other way. Jordan with it. He's got 9. Longley, a screen on Morris. Jordan. Another make by Jordan. The flu not seeming like it's much of a factor.
And, you know, I like Jordan's shot selection here. Has a great understanding for when to fire.
Morris against Pippen. Morris dishes to Stockton. On the wing, Stockton. Picked by Ostertag. Pulls it up. That one off the back iron and out. And here are the Bulls now. Good momentum, 8 straight points. Rodman with a screen on Malone. Here's Jordan. That one is good again. He's 6 for 8 from the floor with the basket.
And it's hard to imagine a player performing as well as Jordan under such tough circumstances.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Jazz. Well, if we've learned one thing, Clark, over the years, it's that Michael Jordan can rise to any occasion.
That's exactly right. And it's impossible for me to explain the kind of energy it takes to do what Michael Jordan's doing. And to do it when you're sick like he is, it seems virtually impossible. But I do know this, Kevin. There are many times when players have not felt their best and yet played their best. I think psychologically and subconsciously, you rise to another level of concentration, which helps you.
I know you and I are glued to this one.
Yeah.
Hornacek with it. He's picked up by Jordan. It's deflected.
Hard to shoot over 7'2". Longley getting all of that one.
Hornacek for three. That one dropped for his second bucket. Mark in 2 for 4.
The quick hitter from three-point range off the inbounds play. They ran that set perfectly.
Longley, a screen on Russell. Jordan is doubled. Brown outside. Unable to get that one.
Wow.
Russell left side. Jordan against Stockton. Pass to Ostertag. Now here's Malone. No good there, and that would have come.
Can I have my fucking rebound, bro?
5 seconds left to play in the first half. Rodman sets the screen for Jordan, and they double up Jordan. Pass to Longley. Back to Jordan. 6 on the shot clock. Rodman with a screen on Malone. Here's Jordan. And the Bulls with another miss.
Well, you've got to be there defensively. I mean, that's an easy mid-range jumper that he'll typically drain.
From deep three-point range, and that one released in time, but no good. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the Bulls. He notched 8 points in the quarter. And I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge. We're ready for the second half here in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Here's Stockton. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. On defense, the Bulls' biggest goal tonight, Clark, was keeping Stockton in check. And so far, they've been able to do just that.
Well, it's clear Stockton is the hub of the wheel, Kevin. We all know that. And the Bulls doing a really good job to limit his penetration, clogging up the passing lanes, and really make everything uncomfortable for Stockton.
They are. So starting the second half, here's who Phil Jackson has on the floor. Jordan is out there with Harper. And it's Dennis Rodman. Then it's Longley. And it's Pippen in at the 3. Hornacek kicks to Stockton. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down to just 6 points on the bucket from Karl Malone.
Boy, the focus from Malone impressive. Not allowing the defense to get the better of him on these difficult finishes.
And now let's hear from David, who has an update on Michael Jordan's condition.
Thanks, Kevin. I was able to ask Michael how he was feeling coming out of the locker room at halftime. All he did was smile and shake his head. It didn't look like he was feeling much better. Now, I talked to the head athletic trainer who told me MJ is exhausted, totally dehydrated, and, in his words, a little bit out of it. Back to you, Kevin.
Wow. David, thank you.
Pippen, quick, get him my rebounds, you little shit.
Michael's always pretty much into it to me, Coach.
Well, we've seen it before with Jordan. When he's facing adversity like this, it can make his focus laser sharp.
It is amazing.
We've seen how important Karl Malone is to this Jazz team. His performance in Game 3 got them back into this series.
Count that one. The Bulls' lead has been cut down to 6 in the bucket from Hornacek.
Hornacek asserting himself on the interior. He's not the biggest or strongest guy, but he is not fazed by the contact.
Rodman, good, and the assist goes to Jordan. Jordan's got his 7th assist in the game. And for Chicago to avoid falling behind 3-2, Clark containing Malone in the second half will be a priority.
Well, thus far, they've not been able to contain him. He scored at least 20 in every game in the finals.
He's been devastating. And the Bulls decide to take their first...
You out, you little shit.
And the Jazz with some changes. Foster comes in for Ostertag. And it's Anderson in for Hornacek. Bushler's checked in for Chicago. Gaffey comes in for Pippen. Jordan looking it over.
Roughing foul called on Carl Malone. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Jordan kicks to Harper.
How about this Utah crowd? They get extremely loud. Remember back in Game 4, Phil Jackson had to wear earplugs.
Stockton finds Russell. Outside for Stockton. Here's Malone. Anderson outside. Passes it to Stockton. Back to Anderson. Down low. Here's Malone. Clock at 4. Buries it from three-point range. Stockton's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. And Mike, talking about the atmosphere in here right now, it couldn't get any louder.
Well, it's the last game of the year in Salt Lake, and maybe the biggest game in Jazz history. These fans are going to do their part for sure.
Yeah, they're going crazy. Foster is screen on Harper. Knocks it loose. And stolen by Jordan. Banked in off the glass. And now it's a 9-point Chicago lead.
Taking the flu into consideration, Jordan has been tremendous so far in this one.
Oh, glad we got a chance to check out that fantastic drive one more time.
Taking the onus on himself to make something happen. Got it into the teeth of the D and made them pay.
And I think the question marks about Michael Jordan's health, our coach, have been answered by now.
From everything we're hearing, what he's doing is amazing. This is a guy who might need an IV. And still, he's out there tearing the Jazz up.
Unbelievable.
Not surprising at all to see Jordan piling up points, playing with a lot of determination and grit, and insisting on being aggressive looking for his shots.
We thought this game could come down to who does more, Coach, Jordan or Malone.
And it's been a one-sided fight. Jordan's been the bigger presence by far. MJ may be sick, but he isn't going to let that stop him.
And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. To the paint. Michael Jordan on the wing. Jordan is doubled. Back to Harper. Outside Jordan. Longley, a screen on Russell. The kick out to Harper. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Okay, that was me.
Carr, he's checked in for Malone. And Isley subbed in for Stockton. Chicago also making some changes. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. Kukoc comes in for Caffey. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Harper. Over to the wing. Foster is screen on Kerr. Out left to the wing. The pass to Carr. Russell from long range. Jordan with the rebound. He takes it in. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Hey, when Jordan is cutting to the cup, he's locked in on throwing it down. The D doesn't have a chance at denying him that chance.
And here's Anderson for 3. And so it's the Chicago Bulls looking at a 13-point lead heading into the next quarter. And it's been their rugged defense setting the tone. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Welcome back for the fourth quarter of this pivotal Game 5. With Clark Kellogg, Mike Fratello, and David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Michael Jordan still toughing it out despite his illness. The Bulls leading by 13.
And a great bounce-back game for Jordan after a shaky performance in Game 4.
So is Stockton on the bench. Here's who's on the floor for Jerry Sloan. Isley is out there with Hornacek. That's Brian Russell. Then there's Carl. And it's Ostertag again at the 5, roaming the paint. Hornacek outside. Here's Isley. On deep. That one doesn't drop.
Well, you know, he felt like he was in rhythm, but that still was a very long shot attempt.
And you love the confidence, but maybe come in a bit for the next one.
Outside Russell, inside, and it's Ostertag with the jam.
Yeah, Brian Russell is a shoot-first player, but he's also very unselfish. Did a nice job with the read and made a good pass.
And it's stunning, Clark, to think that Jordan could have this kind of game in his condition.
You know, he's shown us in the past how he can rise to any occasion, but he missed 16 shots in game 4. To see him tough it out and actually raise his game, remarkable.
It is remarkable in every way. Jordan outside. Here he goes. Oh, and the jam by Jordan.
And what a finisher Jordan is on these slams, putting on a show for the fans.
Jazz trail by 13. They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
Here's Hornacek. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Outside Jordan. They set the pick over Isley. The shot by Jordan, no good. Tipped away. Shooting over Ostertag, and some very quick points for him on that possession. Jordan's got 4 points in the quarter. You know, it's just incredible, isn't it? For all the bad news, Mike, we've heard about Jordan's condition, he is still in complete command of this game.
MJ is such a motivated player. As strange as it sounds, maybe this flu gave him some inspiration, because we're seeing him at his best.
And you know, because you've called all of his biggest games. Here's what Utah's going with right now. Karl Malone's checked in for Carr, and Stockton subbed in for Isley. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Now here's Stockton. Pass to Hornacek. Wants to get it to Malone and does. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now.
Boy, nice dish that time by Hornacek, doing a good job finding his open teammate.
Outside, Jordan. To the right side. Chicago calls timeout.
Yeah, there's something not quite right with him. Have to use that timeout and get him some medical attention.
Here's Jordan. 5 to shoot. Shot from 16. Utah with the rebound.
His shooting is so different, dude.
He kicks to Stockton. Wants to get it to Malone and does. And the layup is good.
I think this is where you get the ball to Malone. Feed the big man and let him get busy.
Oops.
Ostertag pass to Stockton. The Jazz working the ball around now.
Turning defense into emphatic offense.
And Clark, we might see a timeout coming up here.
For sure.
Yeah, that is the definition of a momentum play. His team is fired up right now.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Jordan against Russell. Jordan dishes to Kerr. Kicks it up to Jordan. The 3, Pippen. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan. Jordan's got assist number 8 now on the night. Hornacek is screen on Kerr. Malone in the post, covered by Long. And it's blocked. From deep, Jordan, and so for the 3rd time in this series, Michael Jordan scores 30 points. Are we sure he has the flu right now? Wow. Kerr against Stockton. Pass to Malone. Puts the move on. Rebound by the Bulls. Jordan's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. It's Pippen on the wing. Outside, Jordan. Over Russell. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
What a way for them to finish the game, closing it out with some terrific play.
We've seen too many games slip away late. They did a great job of putting this one to bed.
Stockton the pass to Malone. And it's Malone finishing it off.
Especially lethal in pick and rolls. Malone enjoys dissecting the defense in these sets.
Rodman sets the screen for Jordan. Wants to get it to Rodman and does. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Don't lose track of Rodman. He'll make you pay.
And so Stockton will bring it up for the Jazz. 17-point game. The feed to Hornacek. That's good, and a nice assist from Stockton.
And it's got to be frustrating that they're finally starting to play like this, being this one is basically done.
Well, hopefully they can take this energy into the next one, because I don't see them coming away with the victory tonight.
Jordan outside. Over Russell. Misses.
Damn.
Just 1 win away from their 2nd straight NBA title.
And you have to think this series.
And tearing the team up. We can't wait to see you all again.
Oh, shit.
And guys, I think it's already safe to say Jordan does not have his usual energy tonight.
And so off the tip, it's Utah. So taking the floor for the Bulls, it'll be Ron Harper and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman man the forward spots. And at center, Luke Longley. For the Jazz, John Stockton will be at the point with Jeff Hornacek at the 2. In the front court, we have Brian Russell, Karl Malone in the center, Greg Ostertag. To the middle, here's Rodman. And the jam by Dennis Rodman.
Really good cut from Rodman. They're being rewarded for working hard in that screen and roll action.
Clark with Michael Jordan clearly not feeling well. You have to wonder how many minutes he'll be able to play in this one.
And Kevin, you know, with Michael Jordan, he never wants to come out of the game ultra competitive, and yet Phil Jackson may be in a position where he has to make a tough decision. I mean, that's part of what a coach has to do. Sometimes you have to rescue a player from himself.
But Jordan never wants to come out, does he?
No, he wants to go the full 48 minutes.
Now, here's Malone. 6 to shoot. Here's Stockton from 12 feet out. Down he goes. Nice one there from Ostertag. And, of course, Coach, all eyes on Michael Jordan as we try to get a sense of how his illness is affecting him.
Shouldn't take long to find out, Kev. Once he gets a few minutes under his belt, we'll see if he has the energy to keep going.
Yes, sir.
MJ showing us all how it's done.
Jordan against Hornacek. To the inside. Here's Malone. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Hey, sometimes you just got to take a foul. That's the best way to protect the basket.
Yep, better to send him to the line than allow an easy layup.
And no good on the second free throw, so he goes 0 for 2 there.
Well, I tell you what, if you wanted the template for the perfect power forward, it might be Karl Malone. I mean, he's got everything you want in a four-man.
Jordan passes to Longley. Good, and it's Jordan picking up the assist. And coach, for Scottie Pippen, the effects of his foot injury, you can see, are still lingering.
Yeah, he hasn't been as explosive as we're used to. He's been in more of a post-up role for them in the past few games.
Here's Hornacek. The Bulls getting the bucket. Malone, left side. And the jam by Karl Malone.
The flush. Malone is another level athlete.
Malone's gone 2 of 3 from the floor. Jordan the pass to Longley. And finished off by Longley.
Defense should have sent help. The size advantage down low makes for an easy 2 points.
And the Bulls have to overcome Jordan's illness. For more on that, let's now go to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. With Michael Jordan struggling, the Bulls training staff is doing all it can to keep him hydrated. They've given him plenty of fluids and are considering an IV. It means the Bulls will need guys like Pippen, Rodman, and Harper to step up, especially on defense, because they're facing a red-hot Jazz team. John Stockton has been dominant since this series came to Utah. Guys?
He has been. David, thank you. When they're ready with an IV, you know Jordan's condition, Mike, has got to be serious.
For sure. You have to wonder how long MJ will last tonight. I'm not sure how many minutes he'll have in him.
But they're going to need him. And Clark, after a few quiet games to start the series, John Stockton's been sensational since the series has come back to Salt Lake.
I think you got to attribute some of that to playing at home, good home cooking. You know, we always talk about John Stockton's assists, but in these finals, his defense has been as good as his passing.
It has. Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley, and Steve Kerr is subbed in for Harper. Wennington with the bucket.
Outstanding execution out of the two-man game there. Jordan, such a skilled playmaker, and that's an area of his game that often gets overlooked.
Now, here's Stockton. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Kicks it out to Hornacek. The basket is good. The assist from Stockton. Stockton's got 3 assists now in this one.
And one thing the Bulls need to do tonight is a better job at the free throw line. They only got to the line 12 times in Game 4, and they missed 7 of those 12 shots.
And you know, Coach, that was a huge difference in the ball game. A close game like that, missing that many free throws, that's a problem. The Jazz did play aggressive D, but they didn't really pay for that aggressive defense. I expect we'll see more of the same tonight.
Here's Stockton, following the basket by Michael Jordan. Here's Malone. Dennis Rodman pulls it in.
And the D got super lucky he didn't drain that one.
Jordan against Hornacek. Fades away. And Jordan gets it to go. Jordan's got 6.
Interesting use of the fadeaway, but hey, it worked.
Hornacek outside. Malone at the elbow. And he drops in the layup off the glass. He's got 8.
The Bulls defense has been no problem for Malone. He wasted no time getting off to a hot start.
Rodman sets the screen for Jordan. And then Rodman with the dunk.
And with Jordan under the weather, you have to think it'll affect his defense the most. He just doesn't have the energy to go full speed at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, you know, Mike, I agree with you. That's what it seems like to me. He'll have to conserve that energy and pick his spots. And as much as the Bulls need his scoring, I think he'll have to go all out at the offensive end.
Stockton dishes to Hornacek. Russell from long range. Here's Ostertag. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Boy, that's simply a big guy doing what big guys do at 7'2". Ostertag, very effective at earning second chance looks.
Rodman sets a screen. Here's Jordan. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Malone. Bulls shooting their first free throws. First trip to the line in this one. And he makes both free throws.
We all know about Michael's offensive prowess, okay? But he's incredible defensively as well. He works hard at that end, and that's rare for a star.
And so,
18.
and we're back for the start of the second quarter. It's Game 5 of the NBA Final. Bull star Michael Jordan still in distress with flu-like symptoms. Hey, Clark, the Bulls doing a good job on Stockton so far.
Well, they know in order to muck up the Utah offense, you've got to start with the head of the snake, John Stockton. Get him out of rhythm. They learned that the hard way in games 3 and 4. They're determined not to let him beat them again.
Yep, they're stifling him. So with Pippen sitting on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Kerr is out there with Michael Jordan. Then it's Caffey. Then it's Longley. And it's Kukoc, and it's a three. Jordan refusing to make his team carry the load, finding another basket.
And this is why you just can't give Jordan a running start. I mean, once he has that, the launch pad is set, and he's going to ecstasy right through the air and on top of your head. And an easy call for the officials there.
Yeah, don't argue that whistle. Pretty obvious.
And both free throws good for Anderson. The Bulls leading by 5. Jordan left side. Over Anderson. Michael Jordan again. Jordan's got 14 points.
The mid-range is more or less wide open for Jordan. It's a go-to scoring area for him.
Just over a minute gone here in the second quarter. Takes the 13-footer, and it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
And I'll say, I don't think you could get a louder crowd than we have in Utah here tonight.
The dish to Kerr. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. And they double up Jordan. Screen by Longley. And the bucket is good. Three-point play chance here for him. You're right about these fans. The Jazz crowd is sensing what an opportunity this could be.
Kevin, they sure are. It's an intense place to play. There's no denying that. And with a chance to take a 3-2 lead in the series, these fans have it turned up full throat.
Yeah, top volume. They are loud.
Yep.
Stockton kicks to Hornacek. And there's the pass to Malone. The Jazz with another miss. You know, Mike, it's amazing to see the performance Jordan is putting on here. Clearly not at full strength, but still getting it done.
That's the kind of competitor he is. Remember, this is the NBA Finals. If MJ had to play on a broken leg, he'd probably still be out there.
You're probably right. Chicago shooting their 4th attempt at the free throw line right here. Stockton kicks to Hornacek. Pass to Malone. To end the run. Michael Jordan grabs the miss.
Aggressive move. That's an easy 2 points most of the time.
We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Rodman with a screen on Russell. The 17-footer lands soft on the front of the rim and drops. Jordan's got 22 points.
Taking the flu into consideration, Jordan has been tremendous so far in this one.
Trying to find a way out of this rut, Mike.
Yeah, looking to regain some momentum offensively.
Utah calls timeout. Brown is checked in for the Bulls. Got a piece of it. Down he goes. Nice one there from Ostertag. Ostertag's got 6.
No way can you overstate how important this game is. I mean, the Bulls have only trailed in the finals once throughout the Jordan era.
Back to Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Brown kicks to Jordan. Pocket 6. From about 16, again Chicago.
Firing on all cylinders right now. Jordan is showing no mercy and getting any shot he wants.
And Mike, if the Jazz pull this game out, the Bulls will be under pressure they're not used to.
True, but this is a tough team to rattle. Even if they do go down 3-2, I don't think they'll be easy to put away.
I would agree with you. And Mike, in the battle between Michael Jordan and Karl Malone, 2 of the greats ever, Jordan has dominated so far.
Each team leans on those guys for the bulk of their scoring. And tonight, Jordan is taking the mailman to school.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Stockton down low.
2 minutes.
Brown on him. Stockton's shot is off. Here's Chicago. They're on an 18-6 run.
And it's hard to imagine a player performing as well as Jordan under such tough circumstances.
Stockton looking around. Kicks it out to Hornacek. Misses the 3. It's Rodman with the ball for the Bulls. Only giving up 6 here in this quarter.
In the open floor, few are better than Jordan. MJ can literally fly.
Well, if we've learned one thing, Clark, over the years, it's that Michael Jordan can rise to any occasion.
That's exactly right. And it's impossible for me to explain the kind of energy it takes to do what Michael Jordan's doing. And to do it when you're sick like he is, it seems virtually impossible. But I do know this, Kevin. There are many times when players have not felt their best and yet played their best. I think psychologically and subconsciously, you rise to another level of concentration, which helps you.
I know you and I are glued to this one.
Yeah.
Foster's checked in for the Jazz. Anderson comes in for Jeff Hornacek. And Chicago also making a switch. Tony Kukoc, he's checked in for Scottie Pippen. Outside, Russell. Jazz passing it around. Passes it to Stockton. Shoots over Brown. Another miss by Utah. Chicago leading by 19. Jordan passes to Wennington. Back to Jordan. And he gets the friendly spin, and that one drops. Jordan's got 32 points.
They've gotten out to a big lead because of superior play on both ends.
No better way to do it. It's much easier to win games when you own both sides of the floor.
Foster is screen on Jordan. To the middle. Here's Ostertag, and it's Ostertag with the jam.
Ostertag can be a real problem sometimes inside, and making it look easy there.
A deep three from Jordan. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for it. And so it's Chicago taking a 19-point lead into the break. From the field, they have been outstanding, amazing shooting. That's what has them ahead. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge. We're ready for the second half here in Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Bulls leading by 19. On defense, the Bulls' biggest goal tonight, Clark, was keeping Stockton in check. And so far, they've been able to do just that.
Well, it's clear Stockton is the hub of the wheel, Kevin. We all know that. And the Bulls doing a really good job to limit his penetration, clogging up the passing lanes, and really make everything uncomfortable for Stockton.
They are.
A decent three-point shooter. I like Harper testing his range right there.
Russell is out there with Malone. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. Then there's John Stockton. And it's Ostertag in at center. That's the group right now for Utah. Here's... Oh, he's a high flyer!
Oh, look at that elevation and throw down. Oh!
And I think that play tells you everything you need to know. They're simply playing at a higher level, getting a steal and turning it into quick points.
And a minute played as the second half gets going. Here's Malone. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Rodman's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. A nice shot by Jordan.
You know, you can feel they're starting to take control of this one. You just get the sense they've got their hands on the steering wheel nice and tight.
And their play on the offensive end, it's the biggest reason they're winning.
Ostertag, a screen on Harper.
How about this Utah crowd? They get extremely loud. Remember back in Game 4, Phil Jackson had to wear earplugs.
Jordan with it. He's picked up by Russell. Shoots the three. That pushes Jordan to a series high for scoring. And while dealing with the flu on top of everything else, we may never see another game like this. Utah calls timeout. Stockton against Harper. Stockton the pass to Hornacek. On the wing, Malone. 5 on the clock. That one's off. Still out of sync. And Mike, talking about the atmosphere in here right now, it couldn't get any louder.
Well, it's the last game of the year in Salt Lake, and maybe the biggest game in Jazz history. These fans are going to do their part for sure.
Yeah, they're going crazy. A nice shot by Jordan.
Looking to stretch this lead out even further, going right after his shot.
And the defense continues to not be up to the challenge.
And I think the question marks about Michael Jordan's health, Coach, have been answered by now.
From everything we're hearing, what he's doing is amazing. This is a guy who might need an IV. And still, he's out there tearing the Jazz up.
Unbelievable. And I believe David talked to Jerry Sloan about Jordan's condition. DA, what'd he say?
Yeah, Kevin, I talked with Coach Sloan as he came out for the third quarter, and he wasn't interested in talking about Jordan's condition at all. He said, I don't care how he's feeling physically. All I know is mentally, he's as intense as I've ever seen him. And he stressed to his players, we have to match Jordan's intensity ourselves if we want to win this game. Guys, back to you.
David, thanks. Mike, sounds like Jordan has the Jazz worried, even in his current physical state.
They should be. Even when Jordan's body is not right, he's never going to lose intensity or his will to win. Jerry Sloan knows that.
He sure does. He's a smart guy, isn't he?
He is.
Malone, a screen on Jordan. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
Struggling to find their flow while the other team is on the roll.
Yeah, this drought is really hurting them. They've got to mix things up and try and snap out of it.
Good on the three-point shot.
Three-pointers clearly the difference for them here in the second half.
Tough to guard a whole team from beyond the arc. They've got it going.
Can they get it? And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for two.
In Stockton's size, he's got to be smart inside, and he is one smart and tough guy, getting the whistle and getting the shot off.
So Utah going with an almost entirely new group here. Foster's checked in for Ostertag. Carr comes in for Karl Malone. Morris is checked in for Brian Russell. And it's Anderson in for Hornacek. The Bulls also changing it up. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. Kukoc comes in for Dennis Rodman. And Kerr's subbed in for Harper. And another great look at the 2K drive.
And this is what you love to see. Up big, no letting up. Keep on applying pressure to their defense.
Isley's checked in for the Jazz. A minute 50 left in the third quarter. On the wing, Morris. Guarded by Kukoc. Here's Isley. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Carr. Nice D from Pippen. We thought this game could come down to who does more, Coach, Jordan or Malone.
And it's been a one-sided fight. Jordan's been the bigger presence by far. MJ may be sick, but he isn't going to let that stop him.
And perhaps the coach lit a fire under him at halftime because they have owned this third quarter.
And it's important for them to keep it going. Can't show any signs of slowing down.
Morris outside. Shot clock at 6. There's the double team with Pippen. And here's Anderson for 3. The Jazz with another miss. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for Chicago. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half.
They can't miss on an absolute tear.
This is a thing of beauty. Perfect offensive basketball.
On the wing, Morris. Back to Anderson. Carr, the pass to Isley. Foster is screen on Kerr. The kick out to Anderson. Another miss by Utah. And now here's Jordan pushing it up and no one back there.
Raw production is certainly something you look to Jordan for. A guy who works hard to find shots.
Utah shooting their 7th and 8th attempts at the foul line tonight. First free throw is good. And so he hits both. 9 seconds left to play in the third. Jordan looking around. And it's good off the back of the rim and in. Jordan's got 55.
Good work from Jordan with that sweet jumper. Making the defense look so helpless.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls enjoying the kind of gigantic lead you almost never see. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And we've got more M2. Welcome back for the fourth quarter of this pivotal Game 5. With Clark Kellogg, Mike Fratello, and David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Michael Jordan still toughing it out despite his illness.
And a great bounce-back game for Jordan after a shaky performance in Game 4.
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Caffey is out there with Bushler. Then there's Brown. Then it's Jordan. And it's Wennington in at the 5 spot. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And it's stunning, Clark, to think that Jordan could have this kind of game in his condition.
You know, he's shown us in the past how he can rise to any occasion. But he missed 16 shots in Game 4. To see him tough it out and actually raise his game, remarkable.
It is remarkable in every way.
Jordan, stay aggressive. I don't ever like to see teams pump the brakes when they've got the lead. Stay aggressive, attack, a fantastic way to pad your cushion.
Absolutely. You know a run is coming.
Morris passes to Keith. Anderson wide open. The shot no good. And the Bulls going the other way now.
And with all of the attention Rodman's been getting from these Utah fans, it's only revved him up more.
And it makes sense why they keep running the offense through him, proving how efficient he is.
Pass to Isley. Keefe with a screen on Brown. Here's Isley. No good off the front iron. And when it comes to Dennis Rodman, Mike, he seems to feed off the emotion inside the gym.
That's how some guys like it. As physical as Rodman plays, that adrenaline can be a big help. Not everybody wants to be the good guy.
Especially him. Here's Anderson. No good that time. Great D that time from Jordan. Over Carr. Another one falls for Chicago.
One of the many things Jordan does well. Keep his body under control.
And stolen by Jordan. And it's Jordan with the jam. You know, it's just incredible, isn't it? For all the bad news, Mike, we've heard about Jordan's condition, he is still in complete command of this game.
MJ is such a motivated player. As strange as it sounds, maybe this flu gave him some inspiration because we're seeing him at his best.
And you know, because you've called all of his biggest games. They get the rebound outside for Jordan. For the 3, and the Bulls another 3.
And Jordan understands when to shoot from deep. His shot selection is really fantastic.
Inside, here's Isley. The shot's good on the assist by Morris.
Outstanding execution. Good job working the ball inside.
Jordan the pass to Wennington. Jordan up top. Defended by Anderson. Pulls up. And, yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim.
Down the stretch, when you need buckets, go to the guy who's gotten you this far.
Yeah, he's been relentless.
Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Keefe with a screen on Brown. 6 on the shot clock. The Jazz need to get off a shot here from 20 feet out. Keefe missing. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Here in the 4th, they've allowed just 4 points. Count the basket.
Giving up mid-range looks to a shooter like him, not going to help you get out of this hole.
Yeah, time for a change because right now they're just getting beat up.
Morris looking over the floor.
2 minutes.
Here's Anderson. Caffey grabs the miss.
When you bring it inside, you have to go up strong because more often than not, you'll face stiff defense. You're not going to get stops against him unless you give an effort.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
Foster's checked in for Carr. And Chicago also making a switch. Harper's checked in. Isley the pass to Foster. Morris outside. And stolen by Jordan.
Oh, Jordan snags it in the bucket.
1:24 left in the fourth quarter. Anderson outside. The pass to Foster. Anderson in the post, guarded by Jordan. Anderson passes to Isley. Shot clock at 5. Here's Keith. The Jazz again can't hit it. Jordan outside. The tray. And the Bulls another 3.
And with this last run, they have shut the door on any chance of a comeback.
Shut the door, turned off the lights, and locked it up. Fantastic run for them to end the game.
Foster is screen on Harper. Down low. Will it go? And that's 2 points on the layup.
I like how Foster looks to take high percentage shots. Such a smart player.
The shot's good from Jordan.
He's having a nice night tonight. The option for this team so far.
5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Isley. Back to Anderson. And Anderson slams it in.
One-handed, threw it down with power.
Oh, he loves that move.
An iconic one for him.
Now, Jordan. And now, Mike, the Bulls just one win away from their second straight NBA title.
Thanks for coming out to support your team. Make sure to get home safely, and we'll see you at the next sporting event.
Michael Jordan is the greatest player ever. Just watching him play, he had tenacity, he had focus, he had drive, he had vision, and Kobe emulated his game after Mike. He did everything Mike did, walk like him, talk like him. He did everything. He loved Mike. So, you know, the ability to go against him that day, just him versus Mike, he lived for stuff like that. So I remember that game. You know, he wasn't calling no plays, and every time Mike scored, he knew he had to score. Whatever Mike was doing, he had to do it or outdo him. That's what you do when you go up against a great player, a.k.a. your idol. You gotta let him know that you're coming to take this.
Rest in peace, Kobe.
NBA superstars are judged by their championships. In 1991, Michael Jordan and the Bulls secured their first, knocking off Magic Johnson and the Lakers. To some, a passing of the torch from one great dynasty to another. But now, a new challenge emerges from Los Angeles. A young Lakers team who tonight will lean on their high-flying youngster, Kobe Bryant. An iconic aerial view of downtown Chicago. And we are courtside inside United Center. Good evening, everyone. Tonight we expect a packed house for this matchup between the Los Angeles Lakers and the hometown Chicago Bulls. With Mike Fratello, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter David Aldridge, I'm Kevin Harlan. Mike, this could potentially be a preview of the NBA Finals.
Kevin, coming off 2 straight titles, the Bulls have to be considered the favorites in the East. They've weathered injuries, most notably the absence of Scottie Pippen, but make no mistake, they'll be ready come playoff time.
They got a good challenge tonight. And Clark looking at the Lakers. Talent inside and out with Shaquille O'Neal, who's not going to play tonight. All-star Eddie Jones. And the terrific rising star Kobe Bryant. Clark, how do they stack up in the loaded Western Conference?
Kevin, I think they stack up quite well, but I also think that Utah will be heard from. They'd like another shot at the Bulls in the finals, but you look at this Lakers team, they are young, up and coming, and I think they've got a chance, a nucleus of players where they've got a chance to be good for a very long time.
Now taking a look at the starting lineups for the Lakers. They'll have Nick Van Exel and Eddie Jones at the 2 guard spots. Rick Fox and Robert Horry at the forwards. Eldon Campbell is manning the middle once again, filling in for the injured Shaquille O'Neal. And for the defending champion Chicago Bulls, Ron Harper is in at the 1 and Michael Jordan joining him in the backcourt. Tony Kukoc at the small forward. The rebounding machine Dennis Rodman at power forward. Luke Longley is back in the starting lineup after missing Monday's game with a sprained ankle.
And both of these teams missing star players with injury. For the Bulls, Scottie Pippen recovering from foot surgery. And for the Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal is out until Christmas with an abdominal strain.
Here's Jones after Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. And the pass to Van Exel. 5 to shoot. Back to Jones. Over Jordan. And the Lakers with another miss. Hey, Clark, when you talk about the absence of Scottie Pippen, it's been rumored he'd welcome a change of scenery.
You're exactly right, Kevin, and those are more than just rumors now. I mean, he said on multiple occasions he'll never play for the Bulls ever again. With the trade deadline approaching in February, some tough decisions for Chicago's front office.
But Clark, to say he'll never play for the Bulls again, that seems a little harsh.
It does, I agree.
Well, 2 star-studded teams. It promises to be a compelling game. And no one more compelling than our David Aldridge.
Thanks very much, guys. The main storyline in this one is the matchup between Michael Jordan and the 19-year-old heir apparent, Kobe Bryant. We're talking to Michael before the game. He said Bryant is a star of the future. He compared this matchup to when he was growing into a star. He went up against the likes of Dr. J. Guys?
Wow, this is so fascinating. David, thank you. Mike, that's some high praise from the greatest player of all time.
Yeah, he can see that Bryant is going to be special. The physical tools are there. He's got the work ethic. The young man just needs some time to develop.
And now he's going to play. Bryant is going to play the guy he idolized in Michael Jordan. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. And Coach Fratello will have to monitor that index finger on the shooting hand of Michael Jordan. He dislocated it about a week ago against the New York Knicks.
Yeah, it happened on a hard fall to the floor. And since then, you can see that he's been more selective with his jump shots.
Going up against this idol Clark on a big stage should be quite the test for this young Kobe Bryant.
There is no denying that is true, but what I like is the fact that this young man has the confidence to handle that pressure in big stage. But I think it's important that he try to idle himself down a little bit and not get too caught up in the individual matchup with MJ.
Yeah, that's good advice. Here's Van Exel following the basket by Michael Jordan. Kobe against Jordan. Here's Bryant. Again, the miss by Kobe.
He's a solid mid-range shooter, but just wasn't able to knock that one down.
Horry kicks to Fox. Van Exel passes to Fox. Got a hand on it. Well, Mike, it'll be interesting to see if this veteran Chicago Bulls team can slow down that Laker up-tempo offense.
What we have is a clash of different styles here. The #1 scoring offense of the Lakers versus the stout defense of the Bulls.
Great matchup.
Jordan has looked very sharp here early on, and that's not a good sign for the Lakers.
Outside Bryant. Horry a screen on Jordan. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing, guarded by Jordan. Bryant Again, the miss by the Lakers. The drive by Jordan. Lays it up off the glass. Jordan's got 14 points for the game.
You know, he's done it 9 times throughout his career already, and Michael Jordan about to do it again, averaging 26 points a game, which leads the NBA.
What's remarkable is 26 points is actually a low average for Jordan. He's put up nearly 32 points per game through his first 12 seasons.
My goodness, that dude is good. Right out of the starting blocks. They've been dominant at the offensive end.
And that early momentum has helped them put together a nice lead.
Now here's Bryant. Jordan with the steal. Over Kobe. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. He's got 16.
Matching up against Jordan is not just a physical battle, it's also a mental battle. And Bryant is having to learn that the hard way.
First team foul. Substitution.
6 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Can they get it? And no good in the last second attempt this time. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a 19-point advantage.
21.
Welcome back to Chicago, where we've got the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the hometown Chicago Bulls. And we're ready to start the second quarter.
Well, about a week ago, in the same game that he dislocated his finger, Michael Jordan passed Moses Malone on the all-time scoring list, moving into third place. And now only trails Wilt Chamberlain and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. They've got Caffey. Michael Jordan is out there with Brown. Then there's Bill Wennington. And it's Burrell in at the 3 spot.
And, you know, their lead just continues to grow, and it's not just because of their offense. They're getting it done at both ends.
Yeah, their defense has been stellar as well. Great work on both ends.
And talking about Jordan, Clark, he passed Malone on the scoring list while playing in 461 fewer games. That's amazing to me.
It really is, Kevin. And at his current scoring rate, how about this? MJ could pass Wilt if he plays just one more season, but there's no guarantee that he will play another year.
Here's Bryant following the basket by Michael Jordan. As we've seen, Clark, Kobe hasn't been able to find his shooting touch so far in this one.
Kevin, I can't help but think he's so amped up. The adrenaline is flowing so strong that he just has to find a way to tamp it down just a skosh. Find some shots that he can knock down and get into a better flow.
I think your observation's right to point. Luke Longley's checked in for Chicago. Back to Jones, looking to end the run. Luke Longley grabs the miss.
You know, he's taking shot after shot after shot, but still can't break out of this cold streak.
At this point, it's all mental. He's in his own head, not letting the shots come naturally.
Now here's Jordan. 24 points for him. And the Lakers with some changes. Campbell comes in for Orr. And Van Exel subbed in for Derek Fisher.
Lakers substitution. Eldon.
Outside, Jordan. And they double up Jordan. Down to 5 on the shot clock.
Nick Van Exel. First personal foul.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. Pass to Brown. 6 to shoot. A shake. Michael Jordan has now matched his season average of 26 points a game. Currently the highest average in the NBA.
Kobe Bryant is currently the top scoring reserve in the NBA. At just 19 years old, this young man is averaging 17 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and almost 2 steals. That is stuffing the stat sheet and playing just 26 minutes per game.
And Kobe Bryant, he's given the Lakers, Mike, starter-level production in limited minutes.
It's been so valuable to have that scoring punch off the bench. Right now, Kobe has to be the leading candidate for 6th man of the year.
I think he's going to win it.
They're not just on fire. Nothing is getting in their way on offense.
It's practically supernatural. The defense is trying everything.
Like you said it, the Bulls defense has been dialed in to start this game.
Yeah, they've come out with great energy on that end, and have made things tough for the Lakers offense.
Now, here's Van Exel. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Michael Jordan, as you can see, Coach Fratello putting on a show for the home crowd, just scoring at will.
Well, with Kobe Bryant in town and all the hype around him, Michael had plenty of motivation coming into this game. And you can see it with how assertive he's been on offense.
Sure can. Let's send it over to David Aldridge for some news on Scottie Pippen.
Thank you, Kevin. No doubt the Bulls have missed Scottie Pippen this season. He's been out after undergoing foot surgery, and he's expected to be back sometime in January. But there's still a question of whether or not he'll be playing for Chicago. Trade rumors have been... circulating, and Pippen has said on multiple occasions that he will not play for this team again. Guys?
David, thank you. And Mike, it's hard to envision the Bulls moving on without Scottie Pippen.
Well, Kukoc has stepped up and played solid in his absence, but they need Pippen if they want to win their third straight championship. He's crucial to this team.
In every way, you're right. So far, Mike, so good for Jordan. That finger hasn't been an issue for him in these first two quarters of the game.
Yeah, he's playing through the discomfort and scoring well here in the early stages.
Bryant's gotten just 1 of 7 of his shots to go. And the dunk by Jordan.
Playing with pace pays off as they got it right to the cup.
That's why more teams are pushing the tempo. It's high efficiency offense.
And the foul called on Michael Jordan. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Bulls, Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Caffey. Kukoc comes in for Burrell. And it's Harper in for Brown. Fox, he's checked in for the Lakers. Now here's Van Exel. No points in the game yet for him. Here's Bryant. Off the mark, and the drought continues. From deep, Jordan. Offensive rebound. The three. Traps in the tray. Jordan's got 35.
His passion for the game infectious. What a joy to watch when he steps between the lines.
After finishing last season as the league's highest scoring team, the Bulls' offense has struggled to start the year, averaging just 92 points per game, which is the 5th lowest in the NBA.
Here's Jordan, following the basket by Kobe Bryant. Back to Jordan. Fires the three. That falls. Nice feed that time from Harper. Jordan's got 38 points.
Good vision from Harper on that play, spotting a ready shooter and finding a way to get him the ball.
Jordan against Kobe. Pass to Blunt, and there's the feed to Van Exel. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. With his first shot attempt, and it's Jordan with the rebound. And oh, he hits the buzzer beater.
Saw that time on the clock and let that shot fly perfectly.
And that is how you end the quarter. Gets it to go, and they are elated at the break.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding it on. It's a gorgeous December night here in Chicago as the Lakers and Bulls are getting set to start the second half. Welcome back, everyone. We've got a fun matchup between the Chicago Bulls and the visiting Los Angeles Lakers.
While Shaq's been out, Eddie Jones has been the Lakers' leading scorer, and he was named the NBA Player of the Month in November, with averages of just over 21 points per game, 3.6 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and 2.4 steals per game.
And on the floor for Bernard Moon as we get into the second half. Campbell is out there with Ori. Then there's Van Exel. Then it's Jones. And it's Fox in at the three. Van Exel with it. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Pass to Fox. Just 5 to shoot. And the Lakers with another miss. And with Jones, Clarkie's coming off a 32-point performance last night in the Twin Cities against Minnesota.
Kevin, no denying he's been great offensively, but you also can't overlook his impact on defense. I mean, he's been one of the league's premier wing defenders this season.
And we know player of the month, as we just talked about.
Yep.
Now Campbell, following the three-point attempt by Michael Jordan.
Boy, Campbell rises up off the floor and throws it down with force, making it look easy.
The Bulls are doing a great job, Mike, of keeping the Lakers out of transition, which they love, and limiting those easy scoring opportunities.
Yeah, they've controlled the pace of this game, Kev, and have prevented the Lakers from playing their preferred style of offense.
They've done a great job. Chicago grabs the miss. Longley's got his 6th rebound on the night. And the dunk by Jordan.
He's having a nice night tonight. The option for this team so far.
They want to break this scoring drought, Mike.
Well, they've had a lid over the basket for a while now.
Indeed. Sent back. Shot from the wing. Rebounded by the Lakers. And here is Van Exel. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. The screen from Campbell. Van Exel kicks to Fox. No good with the triple. It's Rodman with the ball for the Bulls. They've only allowed 2 points so far here in the second half.
Usually, you'd want to take the fast break all the way, but he was confident in his abilities, and he drains it from three-point land in transition. Well, filling in for Shaq is not an easy task, but Eldon Campbell is doing an excellent job. In the last 13 games without O'Neal, he's averaging 18.7 rebounds and 2 blocks.
Some changes for Chicago. Caffey, he's checked in for Longley. Burrell comes in for Tony Kukoc. And it's Brown in for Harper. Ryan, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Fisher comes in for Van Exel. Here's Fisher. Ori, a screen on Jordan. Shot clock at 6. Bryant the pass to Fisher. To stop the run. Doesn't go for him. So the Bulls will take it the other way. And talking about Campbell Clark, he's actually the oldest and longest tenured Laker on their roster.
Yeah, back in the 1990 draft, Campbell was selected 27, just 2 spots ahead of Tony Kukoc. And as a rookie, he was a member of that Lakers team that fell to Jordan and the Bulls in the finals, as the Bulls captured their first of 5 titles.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Lunt comes in for Eldon Campbell. And Barry subbed in for Jones. Kobe with the bucket.
Let's not forget this fact. Jordan has made the all-defensive first team 8 times. Bryant is scoring on the best of the best.
Now here's Jordan. What an incredible scoring display he has put on tonight.
Dennis Rodman's domination on the glass, unprecedented. He's a glass eater like no other. Led the league in rebounding for 6 straight seasons and could make it a 7th this year. No other player has done it more than 5 times.
And the Bulls making a change here. Wennington's checked in. Back to Bryant. And Bryant slams it in.
Just a clean pass by Fisher, focusing on finding the team a good shot.
Coach Fratello, Michael Jordan is in complete command of this game, and the Lakers haven't been able to do anything to slow him down.
He's teaching Kobe a few things out there firsthand, and showing that there's still a large gap between the 2 players.
Michael has now set a single-game scoring record here at the United Center, surpassing his previous record of 53 points. And here's the Lakers. And there's the pass to Barry. Fisher against Brown. This one for 3. Barry misses. Hey, Mike, when you look at Rodman, he's averaging 14 rebounds a game this season. It's unbelievable.
Well, Kev, even though he's leading the league, 14 rebounds is less than he's used to having. In his previous 6 seasons, Rodman averaged an incredible 17 rebounds per game.
Yeah, these numbers are hard to believe, aren't they?
I think sometimes they shoot and miss on purpose just so he can get another rebound.
That's a very good point. Kobe, the pass to Ori. And no good. The dry spell continuing for him. Jordan with the bucket.
Well, they have been raining threes here in the second half.
And when a team is locked in like this from outside, they become hard to beat.
Pass to Fisher. There's 25 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Barry. The Lakers need to get a shot off here. Bryant can't get it to go.
Tell you what, you can feel their frustration underneath the surface. It's actually palpable with all these misses.
They're trying to shake it off, but every time they come up short, the panic starts to set in.
I like that they're putting in the work trying to build this lead out.
Because in the NBA, no lead is safe.
And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for the Chicago Bulls. Going on an absolute rampage, piling in the points. He dictated the pace of the entire quarter. Right back after this break. Welcome back, everyone. It's time for some fourth quarter action here in Chicago, where Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls are battling Kobe Bryant and the visiting LA Lakers.
Well, we've heard the reports of Scottie Pippen being unhappy with the Bulls front office, and the trade rumors have been circulating as a result. Names like Tom Bugliata, Jerry Stackhouse, and Eddie Jones have all been mentioned in possible trade packages for the Bulls.
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. We've got Bill Wennington. Caffey is out there with Bush. Then it's Kerr, and it's Jordan in at the shooting guard position. This has been one of the greatest individual scoring performances we have ever seen. And it's a new career high for Michael Jordan. Well, here we are looking at Pippen Clark with his return set for January. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that February trade deadline.
Yeah, I've got that circled on my calendar, Kevin, and you know Scottie is looking for a new contract. That's clear. But I'd be surprised if he doesn't at least finish out the season with the Bulls.
I agree.
First team foul.
Now Campbell. Oh, Mike, the Bulls defense has sent a message in this one, letting the Lakers know that it's not their time yet, that the Bulls are still in control.
These young Lakers got to see what it was like going up against a championship caliber defense. Hopefully, they can learn and build from this experience.
And I bet they do.
Fisher doing his job, which is basically as the point guard to find open teammates.
There's the pick. Wide open. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Jordan's got 6 here in this quarter.
With all the talk about Kobe and the Lakers being the future of the league, Michael is reminding us that he and the Bulls are the present.
Here's Fisher. Campbell with it. Good D by Jordan. Takes a 3. And the Bulls another 3.
I think the defense has to turn that knob a bit. Ramp it up some. You can't allow him to get those kinds of outside looks.
Especially when you're already trailing. It's time to lock it down out there.
And Fox gets it to go.
And Fox knows how to get to the paint now. A muscular forward who's pretty effective in the post. During his time in Houston, Robert Horry played primarily at the small forward spot, but coming into this season, the Lakers told him they needed him at the 4. As a result, he bulked up a little bit, added 15 lbs to his frame so that he can handle those bigger power forwards.
Driving in, and Jordan throws it down.
Enjoying this big lead, and right now they look unstoppable on offense.
Everything is going exactly how their coach drew it up. Top to bottom, this is the pinnacle of execution.
And so it's the Lakers with it. After Chicago picking up a basket just moments ago. Barry misses. And with the Lakers, Mike, Horry has been asked to be more of a defensive specialist for the team.
And he's responded. Horry ranks 21st in steals, 31st in rebounds, and 17th in blocks. He's clearly a team-first guy who will do whatever it takes to win.
He just feels like a guy who's going to win multiple rings in his career.
You're on the right track there.
Fisher, Rob. Michael Jordan on the wing. Fourth quarter of play, and over 3.5 minutes have gone by.
How about the damage they've done from deep? Sniping away with great confidence.
They're certainly taking threes in bunches. Can't blame them given the results they're seeing right now.
Now, here's Fox. No good again that time. Outside, Jordan. And the Bulls, another three.
Again and again, round and round we go. This guy is knocking down those triples.
Beyond the points, he also provides spacing to this offense.
Here's Fisher. The screen from Campbell. Pass to Barry. Jacks up a three. Goes back up. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Boy, cleaned the glass nicely, and Campbell put it right back up and down.
And they double up Jordan. Passes to Caffey. Back to Jordan. Over Barry. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
And he has been dialed in since the tip with his shot. Great output from him so far.
Fisher, the pass to Barry. Kerr against Fisher. The screen from Campbell. Barry misses. Looking to keep it rolling.
Stay on the attack and keep playing the right way.
And here's Jordan outside. It doesn't go for him. Here's Barry. From outside, off the mark.
You know, he's just chucking it up from distance this quarter. If you're going to do this, especially in the second half, you got to make it. As they keep expanding this lead, keep feeding him the ball.
He's having a great shooting night, so yeah, I'd say getting him the rock is a great game plan.
Here's Fisher. The pass to Blunt. Michael Jordan grabs the miss.
That was tough to watch. He takes it all the way to the cup and just can't finish the job.
Lets it go with the three. Lakers with the rebound. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession.
Los Angeles ball. Substitution on the court.
We've got 22 seconds left in the fourth. Pass to Barry. Michael Jordan grabs the miss.
Just unable to get into any kind of rhythm this quarter.
And that's the way it goes sometimes. But his team is doing what they can to try and get him going.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls getting the win in front of their home crowd. An important victory, coach, for them here against the up-and-coming LA Lakers.
Well, Michael gets the best of Kobe.
Thanks for coming out to support your team. Make sure to get home safely, and we'll see you at the next sporting event.
Stars make every player on the team better. Michael Jordan, his ability to challenge himself, his natural ability physically of being able to play with such great energy, his intelligence, basketball intelligence, all those things I think were remarkable. I enjoyed coaching Michael Jordan because he had a respect for coaches and he had a desire to play at a peak level, and he's willing to follow instructions without, wanting to over-dominate the game. Even as a young player, there were times in the fourth quarter where he would make up the difference in a ball game on his own. I had to bring Michael in my office and say, Michael, when's the last time someone who led the league in scoring won a championship? Thought about it a bit. He said, Rick Barry. I said, yeah, that's right, in the 70s. But it's very rare that person that wins scoring championship is also on a championship team. So one of the things we're going to do is we're going to move the ball around and we're going to take the spotlight off you all the time and involve the other players on your team. He said, oh, you're going to have that equal opportunity offense. Well, what's going to happen when the 24-second clock gets under 5 seconds? We'll coach the players how to get the ball to you in that particular time so you can activate the ball. Save that terrific scoring ability for the fourth quarter. He laughed, and he accepted the responsibility. And the other thing that we did is we moved him from a guard to a forward position. We really wanted to win the series in Chicago, Game 5, and we lost this game, and we flew out to Utah to play the 6th game, and Michael said, we're going to end it tonight. You guys get ready for this ball game because we're not going 7. Going into the game, we kind of knew what we had to do to win the game. You had to play close, but come out and win the game in the last 5 minutes. The timeout that I did take with about 40-some seconds to go. That was the key, because knowing Jerry Sloan and having coached against him many times, I knew that if we could go down and score and make it a one-possession game, that he wouldn't call a timeout. We'll run the open. Dennis will, run a pick or set a pick or slip a pick, depending upon what Ostertag does. And Michael, you can double back on Malone if you have the ability. You saw the crowd rise behind that whole activity. You could see the anticipation that they had that this was a crucial moment. Michael changed the idea and pulled up for the jumper instead of taking it to the hoop and finished it. We called that season The Last Dance, and I thought, for an ending of a career, there could have been nothing sweeter than what Michael had just done.
All right, fellas, let's get out of the box quickly. Do what we did last time, take a shot. What's up?
Every great plot.
Twilight over the century-old Utah State Capitol building. Welcome, everyone, to Game 6 of the NBA Finals. I'm Kevin Harlan, and with me, former NBA Coach of the Year Mike Fratello and former player Clark Kellogg. On our sideline tonight, reporter David Alden. Mike, the only reason this series was extended to Game 6 is because of Utah's adjustments in Game 5.
The screen and roll is a big part of their offense. They went away from it. Instead, they posted Karl Malone, inserted Antoine Carr, who gave them another shooter, so when Pippen doubled, they could kick the ball to the open man.
And for Chicago in Game 5, Tony Kukoc coming up big, Clark. He had 30 points, but Jordan and Pippen could not get it going.
That's why we always talk about the importance of the team. It's rare that either guy, Pippen or Jordan, is off his game, let alone both of them at the same time. Jordan just couldn't find the range, and Pippen was ineffective against Hornacek in the low post.
It was so surprising, but Hornacek did a great job.
Yeah.
On the floor for the Chicago Bulls, Luke Longley is at the 5. The forwards, Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc. And at the guard positions, Ron Harper and the great Michael Jordan. And so for the Utah Jazz, it's Adam Keefe and Karl Malone inside. Brian Russell at the 3, and also tasked with defending Michael Jordan. And the skilled backcourt of Jeff Hornacek and John Stockton.
When you look at how the Bulls have played on the road this postseason, They're only 4-4, and most of those losses have come against their toughest opponents, Utah and Indiana.
And the Bulls, David Aldridge, with some concerning injuries.
Thanks, guys. Now, the big news for the Bulls is the condition of Scottie Pippen, who hurt his back in Game 3. He did take an injection yesterday, did electrical stim, iced it, had ultrasound and a massage, and then he did a lot of stretching. He told me he's a little bit ginger, but nothing can keep him out of a game like this. Back to you.
We knew that. David, thank you. Mike, it really has been an injury-plagued series for the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, Ron Harper has the flu, can't hold down any food. Plus, the Bulls have been without a couple other key players. Monumental challenge for them tonight.
Huge, you're right. Pass to Russell. Hornacek outside. 5 on the clock. Passes it to Keefe. The Jazz working the ball around now. Clark, of course, it took Chicago 7 games to get past Indiana. And as a former Pacer, I know how proud you are of those players from Indianapolis.
No question about it, Kevin, being part of that franchise's history and seeing that Indiana team push the Bulls harder than any team had during this dynasty, impressive.
It was. Stockton against Longley. Stockton the pass to Hornacek. Outside, Malone. Stockton with no one around him. No good on the 3. Hey, Clark, with the injury issues to Pippen and Harper, so much falling on the big shoulders of Michael Jordan.
And we know those shoulders are broad and capable, and we're used to thinking of Michael Jordan as superhuman, but he's now in his 30s playing big minutes. Does he have enough to climb another hurdle? We'll see.
It's going to be interesting to find out.
I'll tell you what, if you let me pick just one point guard to run my offense, man, you could not go wrong with John Stockton. He might be my first pick. He's a prototypical textbook point guard.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Antoine Carr. He's checked in for Keefe. Morris comes in for Russell. And it's Anderson in for Hornacek. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. Rodman comes in for Kukoc. Burrell, he's checked in for Pippen. And Steve Kerr is subbed in for Harper. And a big question in this game will be how effective Scottie Pippen can be with this back spasm issue.
Well, in Game 5, he was only 2 of 16 from the floor. But he gave them 11 boards, 11 assists, and 3 steals. Can he find a way to impact the game tonight?
Like he did in Game 5, you're right.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Malone, a screen on Kerr. Here's Stockton. No good off the back of the rim.
He had space to operate inside, but just couldn't get it to fall.
Great idea to pull up and take the transition 3 there. The D was in position to block his path to the hoop if he took it inside.
Stockton outside. He kicks it to Morris. There's the pass to Malone. Beats the shot clock, but can't get it to fall. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for Chicago. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense. Welcome back to the second quarter of the NBA Finals, Game 6 here in Utah, as the Chicago Bulls look to close out the Jazz. But do they have enough left in the tank to get it done?
And these Bulls have to feel like the time is now to close out the series. They do not want it getting to a Game 7 on the road.
So on the floor for Chicago to start the second quarter. Tony Kukoc is out there with Dennis Rodman. Then it's Kerr. Then it's Jordan. And it's Pippen in at the 3. Out to Russell. Beyond the arc. No good that time. So the Bulls will take it the other way. And Clark, the Bulls looking to close it out tonight. Critical, since very few teams have been able to win a Finals Game 7 on the road.
And you know what, Kevin? If it got to that point, all the momentum would be with the Jazz having battled back from down 3-1. The Bulls Gotta play like this is the game 7 here.
Oh, once again, you've mapped it out well, Clark. Pass to Isley. Malone, a screen on Curry. To the paint. And then Malone with the dunk.
And in these particular playoffs, the Bulls have lost 4 of their last 5 on the road. They know they've got to get busy and handle their business now.
Rodman dishes to Jordan. Fires for 3. The Bulls with the finish line in sight, looking for their 6th ring in the last 8 years. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Hornacek with it. Guarded now by Dennis Rodman. Hornacek passes to Carr. Here's Isley. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Back to Russell. Pass to Isley. Utah moving it around. Poked away. Here's Hornacek. Offensive rebound. Malone. And at last, they get one to fall. Malone's got 8 points.
Boy, that big reach of Malone, so effective on the glass, helping him to get to the loose ball so he can throw it back in the hole.
Plays it up and banks it in. 10 points for him. And the Utah Jazz, Mike, the last 2 years, the best winning percentage in franchise history.
Top 2 in the league. This Stockton-Malone pairing is one for the record books.
History in front of our eyes. You're right.
A textbook screen creating a big-time opportunity.
You know, he certainly makes, doesn't he, Clark, the most of everything.
When you've got the chance, you have to take it. He held nothing back.
So, Mike, the mailman, Karl Malone, as intended, doing damage inside.
The Bulls lack anyone who can really slow him down in there.
And he finishes nicely on the layup. Jordan's got 26.
He's been a big factor here in the first half, scoring in bunches.
And in this MVP battle so far, Michael Jordan is coming out, I think, Coach, on top.
Yeah, Karl Malone not having the same impact as MJ. That's been a factor.
Huge. John Stockton, he's checked in for Utah. Chicago also making some changes. Bushler's checked in for Pippen, and it's Harper in for Steve Kerr. Passes it to Carr. Stockton with it. Jeff Hornacek on the wing. The Jazz with another miss.
And the Utah Jazz not getting a lot from their center position in this series. Both Greg Ostertag and Jeff Forster, relative non-factors.
And for a word on why we're in Utah today, here's David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Now, if you asked me what was the most important regular season game, undoubtedly it would be the one in midseason here at the Delta Center. The Jazz trailed the Bulls by 24 points early, but they rallied to win. If you change that outcome, this series would have opened and ended in Chicago rather than Salt Lake City. Back to you guys.
Yeah, good point, David. Thank you. It was that win that gave Mike Utah home court.
And gives Utah a Game 7 if one is necessary here in Salt Lake City rather than on the road.
Excellent point. Shot to stop the run. Rebound by the Bulls. Jordan's got 4 rebounds in this game. Three-pointer. And the Bulls, another 3.
Playing well on both ends of the floor, stifling defense and dangerous O. That's a heck of a combo.
That's what has built this lead.
Stockton passes to Malone. From the wing. And that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's the Chicago Bulls with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. Welcome back to the second half of Game 6 in the NBA Finals here in Salt Lake City, Utah. The Jazz trying to force a Game 7 against the defending champion Chicago Bulls in front of these tremendous fans. The Bulls leading by 16.
And not just Scottie Pippen dealing with a bad back. John Stockton also dealing with back issues.
They've got Stockton. Russell is out there with Malone. Then it's Keefe, and it's Hornacek in a 2-guard. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Stockton looking around. The pass to Malone. Shoots over Longley. He's off on that one. So the Bulls will take it the other way. And apparently Clark Stockton got a back adjustment.
Oops.
Well, Kevin, you know, at this point in the season, just about everybody is dealing with some kind of ailment. It's really a battle of attrition.
It is. Jordan against Hornacek. Malone in the corner. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim. Malone's got 14 points.
Poetry in motion. Malone is just automatic from the mid-range area. And you look at Karl Malone, 6'9", 250 pounds. Just a Goliath. The Bulls are hard-pressed to deal with his physicality inside.
Mike, they are desperate to find a basket.
They're having a really hard time out there.
You're right. Russell left side. Up top, Hornacek. Pass to Keith. Nice ball movement by Utah. Stockton from outside. Tips it.
Adam Keith. That's his first personal foul.
The Bulls leading by 17. Jordan outside. Over Russell. One more half between the Bulls and a forever legacy.
Hey, it's as plain as pound cake. Keep it simple. They want to see how big this league can get.
No such thing as running up the score at this level.
For the Jazz. Morris is checked in for Russell. And it's Anderson in for Hornacek. Stockton outside. Kicks to Anderson. Stockton dishes to Morris. Wants to get it to Malone and does. No bucket, and that miss is number 6. He's made 7.
And, you know, you look at the Jazz with Malone and their other bigs. They've got a significant size advantage inside. But the Bulls have done a nice job holding their own on the glass.
You're not going to get stops against him unless you give an effort.
Priority and goal number 1 has to be tightening up the defense. They can't afford to give him open looks.
Chicago making some changes. Wennington, he's checked in for Longley. Burrell comes in for Pippen. And Kerr's subbed in for Ron Harper. Pass to Morris. Here is Keith. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. 3-pointers. Stockton. They need this. Malone, no luck. The Bulls leading by 21. And it's Jordan with the jam.
Excellent vision from Kukoc. He sees a ready shooter and makes sure the ball gets in his hands.
Like you were talking about the size comparison between these two teams, the Bulls are a lot bigger on the perimeter.
Yeah, Harper and Jordan both 6'6". Contrast that with the Jazz, Stockton at 6'1", Hornacek 6'3". They don't have the same length on the wings.
Right, it is on display for sure. Anderson's shot is off.
Utah still struggling from deep. We saw it last game, and it's continued in this one. Tell you what, until they force him off the line, he'll just keep launching it from there. I love the aggression he's showing.
As long as he keeps making his threes, there's no reason for him to change his approach. Make the defense adjust.
And the Jazz with some changes. Carr comes in for Keith, and Isley subbed in for John Stockton. And Chicago also making a switch. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for Tony Kukoc. Morris kicks to Malone. Almost, but it rolls out.
And to me, they appear desperate to stop this cold streak right now. So far, nothing is working.
You can see the frustration is mounting, and because of this, their offense has been sputtering.
And perhaps the coach lit a fire under them at halftime because they have owned this third quarter.
And it's important for them to keep it going. Can't show any signs of slowing down.
Pass to Malone. To stop the drought. It's hauled in by the Bulls.
You know, his scoring has just been AWOL this quarter.
I'm not sure what the issue is, but his team is doing what they can to try and get him going.
The number of the second half, 3. They are drilling shots.
And that starts with ball movement, putting your shooters in good positions.
35 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Malone, left side, down low. Here's Morris. It's hauled in by Burrell. Coach, Michael Jordan is having himself a game.
Outplaying Karl Malone to this point.
Oh.
The ball's getting the better of that superstar matchup.
Now the pass to Anderson. Here is Carr. Wants to get it to Malone and does. Misses in close. And so it's Michael Jordan making things happen for Chicago. He nailed it from long range in that quarter. Winds up with a total of 4 3-pointers in the period. And we'll be right back after this. We're back for the fourth quarter of play here in Game 6. The Utah Jazz and the Chicago Bulls, for the second year in a row, battling for an NBA championship. It all comes down to this.
And you look at it, John Stockton, 36 years of age, Karl Malone at 34. You wonder, is this their last best chance at a title?
So with Rodman on the bench, this is Phil Jackson's lineup. Bill Wennington out there with Bushley. Then it's Longley. Then it's Jordan. And it's Burrell in at the shooting guard position. And Jordan gets it to go. Jordan's got 56 points in the game. And Stockton at this point has played more playoff games, Clark, than anyone in NBA history without winning a title.
Boy, you certainly respect the number of deep runs that he's been part of. And at this point, all he wants is a ring.
Because he's going to the Hall of Fame, but you're right. This has got to be the one thing absent on his resume.
No doubt. Oh, man, clearly letting his emotions get the better of him in that situation.
Yeah, this game isn't going their way, but a foul like that is only going to make matters worse.
And 3 from Jordan, and the Bulls another 3.
Brian Russell's size, he's 6'7" and 225 pounds, and he's got good athleticism too. Really makes him the best defensive option for Utah in playing Michael Jordan.
Nice ball movement by Utah, and it's Foster missing. And here's Jordan. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Off target from three-point range. And Russell drafted in the second round back in '93, Mike. He's played his entire career with the Jazz.
And he's not on the floor for his offense. His role for this Jazz team is to be a wing stopper.
Lets the 3 fly. That shot off. Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Inside, Foster. And it's Foster finishing it off.
I think that's the defense's fault there. I mean, you give Foster that kind of positioning inside, he's flushing that thing. Count on it.
Got that one up quick.
You are asking for trouble if you're going to allow that kind of shooter that kind of a good look. You can't let that happen.
Let's face it, they have not done a good job staying attached to shooters. And it shows in the score.
Foster is screen on Jordan. Free throw line jump shot. Rebounded by Wennington. Wennington's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And 3 from Jordan. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
Here in this fourth quarter, it has been all about the three-point shot for them.
Absolutely making it rain. And there's no better time to pick up points in a hurry.
Morris, left side.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Here's Isley, defended by Jordan. Shot, high post. That one a little long. Here's Chicago. They're I cannot believe it.
Oh, clear the decks below.
Oh.
Come on, man. You've got to be kidding me.
Clark, that's how you take things right into your own hands.
Bag your own groceries.
Yeah, one at a time.
Guys, let's face it. He wanted credit for the bucket and the assist on that one.
Lets it go from deep. Keith grabs the miss.
Well, that's a quality look for him. Probably surprised himself with that miss.
Yeah, the defense can't continue to give him that shot and expect the same results.
Anderson against Jordan. And Foster kicks to Anderson. And he makes good on the way. Anderson's got his first points of the game.
Good read from Forster. Sensing one of his guys is open and whipping the pass to him.
And 3 from Jordan. Hits it from three-point range.
As they keep expanding this lead, keep feeding him the ball.
He's having a great shooting night, so yeah, I'd say getting him the rock is a great game plan.
Bulls making a switch here. Kerr's checked in.
Bulls substitution, Steve Kerr.
Isley the pass to Morris. Here's Isley. To the inside. The kick out to Anderson. 4 on the shot clock. Puts up a 3. The shot, no good. Now Chicago takes it the other way. Here's Jordan. That's good. And so Kerr with the assist.
And this run has helped seal the win.
Give them credit for executing down the stretch. Nice work.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Isley, defended by Kerr. Isley the pass to Anderson. Here's Isley. There's the 3. No good on that one. And the Chicago Bulls win their 6th championship, completing a second three-peat. Without question, Mike, one of the greatest dynasties this league has ever seen.
6 championships in 8 seasons. A decade of dominance. The 90s have belonged to Michael Jordan and these Chicago Bulls.
And this title run for the Bulls, arguably, Clark, their most difficult, with age and injuries and even some palace intrigue. But for the moment, merely jubilation.
You covered it all there, Kevin. What a remarkable run. And now we'll just have to wait and see whether they decide to run it back one more time. This very well, though, could be the final chapter.